Time to make something sweet and naughty that you definitely won't feel bad about. Let's make some chocolate rum balls on the One Pot Chef. Let's make some chocolate rum balls. First things first, I've melted some chocolate, 200 grams of milk chocolate. You could also use dark chocolate or white chocolate if you prefer. And I've just zapped it in the microwave. What I do is just put it in for 20 seconds at a time and then give it a stir with a metal spoon and put it in for another 20 seconds. Just keep repeating that until it's nicely melted. And to that, I'm going to add our rum. Now, if you're using real rum, you could add 1 tablespoon into the mixture. However, I'm using artificial rum flavouring because the people I'm giving these rum balls to don't drink alcohol. So I'm only going to use a small amount, maybe about a teaspoon, and just mix that into the chocolate. We're just going to let the chocolate cool while we sort out the rest of our ingredients. In our big mixing bowl, I've got a 250 gram packet of plain chocolate biscuits, which I've just crushed up in the food processor. If you don't have a food processor, you can just pop them into a snap lock bag and bash them with a rolling pin. So 250 grams, roughly about 25 to 30 cookies. And to that, I'm adding half a cup of desiccated coconut. Just stir those together. Going in is a 400 gram can of sweetened condensed milk, or about 400 grams, close enough. And our melted chocolate mixture. And just mix that all together until it's smooth. What we're left with is this stiff, sticky mixture, so let's make our rum balls. We're going to take a teaspoonful of the mixture, or roundabouts, and then using wet hands just roll it into a ball, like so, and then roll them in the chocolate sprinkles. Now, you don't have to use chocolate sprinkles. You could, of course, use something else. You could use desiccated coconut instead if you prefer. There we go. And then just repeat with the rest of the mixture. I've made about 30 rum balls using the mixture, and that's roughly about a teaspoon or so. Some of them are a bit larger, but if you make them smaller, you'll probably make about 50 or so. So all you've got to do now is transfer them into the fridge, allow them to chill for about 20 minutes or so, and they'll go nice and solid. Then you can pop them into an airtight container. Then we'll be ready to serve. And here we have our completed rum balls, so I'm going to just launch in and have a taste. Mmm. Yum. So sweet. Got a crispness on the outside. And got that nice background of rum. It's not overpowering. Of course, if you want to make it stronger, you could always add more rum. And you could always replace the rum with something else. You could use Old Bailey's Irish Cream. You could use Kahlua or a liqueur of your favourite choice. Whatever you prefer. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this recipe. Check out my other videos at OnePotChefShow.com. And until next time, see you later.